توت نبات بيت حيوان. So if you did clap for any of the sounds in it, you should have clapped for this one, Majid. There's a in it, that's the alif right there, second letter. And then kitabun, kitabun has another alif right there, therefore you heard the sound ah. And sayyaratun, sayyaratun has an alif. Al'abun, another alif. Nabatun, alif. And hayawanun, this one also has an alif, and I think you heard the sound in these ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these words have an alif in them, and therefore you should have heard the sound in these ones. All right, moving on. Second part here, it's basically matching the pictures with a description of each one of these. So I'm going to read each one, each phrase, and translate it real quick for you. I don't expect you to know any of these words or what they mean, but they're just going to be linked to words that start with an alif or have an alif in them. All right? Okay, first part. تخاط بي الملابس ورأسي حاد. It means clothes are sewn with me and I have a sharp edge. Second one. أقفز من مكان لآخر ويغطي جسمي الفرو وأحب أكل الجزر. It means I jump from place to place, I'm covered with fur, and I love eating carrots. Next. حيوان مفترس اسمي ملك الغابة. A wild animal, and I am called the king of the jungle. And then مكاني في الوجه استخدم لحاسة الشم. My place is on my face and I am used for smelling. Finally, موجود في يدك وعددي 10. I'm in your hands and my number is 10. So it's really obvious what they're talking about. The first one is talking about the needle, and needle in Arabic is ibraton. Ibraton. It's got the sound in the beginning and it's got an alif in it. Second one is the rabbit, jumping from place to place. So rabbit in Arabic is arnabu. Arnab. Arnab. Starting with an alif. Then we've got the king of the jungle, and that's the lion. And a lion in Arabic is asad. Asad. Finally, before the nose. The nose in Arabic is anf, starting with an alif, anfun. And then finally, we were talking about the fingers, 10 fingers in our hands, and fingers are asabi', asabi'. So again, arnab, asabi', ibratun, asadun, anfun. Moving on. This part here, exercise 3. ألون الدائرة عند سماع صوت الصورة التي تحتوي صوت ألف. Basically, we're just shading in the circles underneath every picture that has the sound alif in it. So I'm going to say what these words are and see if you can hear the alif in each one of them and shade in the circle or color in the circle when you hear the alif sound. So starting with the apple, tufah, tufah. The boy is walad, walad. House, dar, dar. Horse, حصان, حصان. Train, قطار, قطار. Fire, نار, نار. Book, كتاب, كتاب. And the boat is قارب, قارب. So, where did you hear the alif sound? If you heard me right, then you should have colored in the apple because it's the fa, dar. There's a double A. I wrote those in English so you can see that. Hisan, hisan has an alif in it. And so does kitar, nar, kitab, and qarib. All of the bottom pictures have an alif in them, or the sound of an alif, because it's in every single one of these letters. All right, moving on. Next exercise. This one down here. أقرأ الصور الآتية ثم أكتب الحرف الناقص في الفراغ أسفل الصورة. Meaning, just fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks with either alif or alif maksura. Now remember, alif maksura always comes at the end of the word. So if you see the dot 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 at the end, that's a hint that tells you that you use the alif maksura. You can now pause this video for a few minutes and try to do it on your own, and then turn it back on again so you can hear the answer. Okay, starting with shoes, حذاء, حذاء. حذاء, and then kitab, kitab. Kitab is a book also. Has an alif on the dot, and then kitab, kitab. Kitab is a book also, and it's not attached to any of the letters in front of it or after it. So you just have like number 1 on the dots. Okay. Nar, nar also has one of these alifs, but it's the alif that's attached to the n. All right. Hopefully you got this answer correct. I went ahead and filled in the blanks for you. So let's go over these real quick. First one, حذاء, حذاء, and the alif is not attached to anything. It's separate and it's by itself on the dotted line, and that's because this letter, the val, does not attach to any letters that come after it, but you don't have to worry about that now. So anyways, حذاء, the alif is right there on its own. Next one is nar, fire, fire. Nar has an alif, and this alif is attached to the noon, or to the end that comes in front of it. I wrote it here too. So you got, it's touching it, it's attached, it's connected, so it's not standing by itself, it's just attached to the letter in front of it. Nar. Next one, kitab. Again, kitab has an alif right there, and the alif should be attached to the T, the ta in front of it. So this is an alif that's attached, or it's touching it, or it's connected to it. Next is bab, door. door, bab. Again, bab is attached, the alif is attached to the b, to the ba, just like that. That's what it should look like. It's not standing on its own, it's actually touching or connected to the letter that is in front of it. But again, as I told you earlier, the rule of the alif is that once you have an alif in a word, whatever letter that comes right after it is not attached to it. There's a space. See this space here? This letter after it is not attached to it. Same thing here. Kitab. This letter here is not attached to the alif. Does not touch the alif. Same thing here. Nar. Yes, the alif can be attached to a letter that comes right before it. It touches it. But the letter that comes after it, there's a space between them. Not attached. Same thing here. Nothing is attached. Letter that comes after it is not attached to it. Same thing with sama, sky. Sama. Sama has an alif and it's attached to the mim or to the m. But again, the letter that comes right after it is not touching it. It's not connected and it's not attached to it. Okay, let's do the little girl in the pink dress. It says, Ismu ukhti Salwa. My sister's name is Salwa. So what's the sound at the end of the word? That would be your alif maksura, and it's not attached to the letter that comes before it. Finally, this one here, Ismu ummi Layla. My mom's name is Layla. The alif maksura at the end of the word is attached to the lam or to the L that comes right in front of it. And this letter, the lam, kind of looks like the alif because it's just a straight line. But what gives it away is that this alif here, or this lam, is attached to the letter that's right after it. So that tells you that's not an alif. Right away you should know, oh, that's the other letter, that's the lam, not an alif. Hopefully you're following with me because we're going to move on to Safha Sitta, page 6. This part, this page right here. The top part, it's just filling out your members of the family. So let me translate and tell you what each one stands for. Now, as you notice, each one of these letters in this frame starts with an alif, right? First one is ana, starts with an alif, actually, and ends with an alif. Okay, and next one, abi. So ana has an alif. Abi starts with an alif. Ummi starts with an alif. There's a hamza on top of it. Also, akhi. Ukhti starts with an alif. Now, what do these words mean? I'll tell you. Ana means me or I. So just write your name here in the blanks. You can write your name in English. That's fine with me. Abi, Abi, my dad, my father. Write your dad's name right here. Ummi, my mom. Write her name. Ukhti, my sister. If you have a sister, go ahead and write her name right here. If you don't, then you can just leave it blank. And akhi, my brother. Put your brother's name here. If you have more than one brother, you can write them all, or you can just write one of them. Okay. And finally, this says, أحب أسرتي كثيرا. أحب starts with the a. أحب, it means I love. أسرتي, my family. كثيرا, a lot. I love my family a lot. So if you want to say I love my mom a lot, you say أحب أمي كثيرا. You could, whatever person you love, you just say in the middle, right here. أحب أبي كثيرا. أحب أمي كثيرا. أحب أختي كثيرا. أحب أخي كثيرا. I love my brother a lot. Right here. So that's pretty simple. Just fill in the blanks, family members. And then second exercise down here, right over here. They need you to circle the alif and the alif maksura in all these words. So I'm going to read each one for you, and you can pause the video for you to try to do it on your own, and then come back and see what the answers are. So first one, Layla, Salma, Raji, Muna. Second column, Salwa, Rami, Salma, Salma. Last column, Naji, Naji, واحد, تفاح, تفاح, تفاح. Okay, and you can go ahead and pause the video as I fill in the answers for you. Layla, Sami, Raji, Mona, Salwa, Rami, Salma. Oops. Rami. Okay, here you go. First one over here, Layla. Layla has an alif maksura at the end, so just circle Layla, the last letter, alif maksura. Sami, where's the alif? Right after the second letter, that's the alif, and again, the letter that comes right after it does not touch it, it's not attached to it. That's how you know this is an alif, as opposed to the one over it, which is attached. That cannot be an alif. So Sami has an alif. Raji also has an alif, so I circled that for you. Now here's the thing. For these two, you probably circled or wanted to circle the last letter, which looks just like the alif maksura, but it's not an alif maksura. That letter is, yeah, that's the last letter of the alphabet. It's not the alif maksura. How do we know the difference? Well, other than sounding different, this one has two dots right underneath it, whereas the alif maksura has no dots underneath it. No dots. So that's how you know, oh, that's an alif maksura, and that's a ya, which we'll do in our next lesson. So Layla, Sami, there's an alif. Raji, an alif. Muna has an alif maksura at the end of the word. And then we've got Salwa. So one circle here, which is the last letter, that's the alif maksura. Rami, you hear the in the middle, that's the alif, and you put a circle around it. And finally, Salma, Salma, short a vowel at the end, that's the alif maksura. Circle that, please. And going on to Naji, only one circle here, and it's the alif right after the first letter, that's the alif. Naji, so there's an alif right there. And then Wahidun, Wahidun has an alif, circle that. And Tufah also has one alif, and put a circle around it. Good job. ممتاز. Moving on to the final part of this lesson. We're almost done. Yay. All right. صفحة 7, page 7. Okay. This part here, all I'm going to do is just tell you what each picture is in Arabic. So first one, the plane, airplane, is طائرة. طائرة. You've got a pencil or a column. Column. Actually, it's column رصاص for a pencil. And the apple, تفاح. تفاح. The whale, حوت. حوت. This is the ha sound. حوت is a whale. A dog is كلب. Book, كتاب. Fire, نار. Cat, قطة. قطة. And the cow, بقرة. بقرة. Last part. اكتب الحرف ألف كما في المثال. We've got 3 words here. أنا, سلوى, باب. Do you see the alif? In أنا, أنا, there's an alif, 2 alifs. One in the beginning with the hamza, and then the second one without the hamza. So أنا, basically just copy these words twice underneath it. So write أنا, أنا, and then سلوى, سلوى. If you, well, you still haven't learned any of the other letters yet. So what you can do is just rewrite the alif, just the alif underneath it, and they're all in red. So just write the alif right here, and this alif is attached because it's touching the letter in front of it, the noon. So this alif, just write alif. Salwa, alif maksura in red, write that down here and down over here, the alif maksura twice. And this bab, write the alif 2 times. Alrighty, that's it for our very first lesson of the Arabic alphabet. I hope you've learned a lot today. I enjoyed giving you this lesson, and there's going to be a whole lot more lessons coming. And these videos are targeted for my students here, but of course anybody can watch and learn Arabic. And I'm really excited and super happy to. Later in my videos, you're gonna learn how to actually speak Arabic and learn different vocabulary and a whole bunch of stuff. So I shall say, be teaching you the Arabic alphabet, and as you will see, إلى اللقاء مع السلامة. Goodbye, see you later, and shukran, thank you. Bye-bye.